Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video I got a lot of requests for a foundation tutorial, and I figured why not. I usually do my foundation with many different types of foundation. Sometimes I use stick foundation, sometimes liquid, so it's always really different. Sometimes I use just mineral powder, sometimes I use just powder, sometimes I just use BB cream. So I'm going to be doing a series of foundation videos, I guess. The first one is going to be on the products I talked about in my last video, which includes the Mercier stick powder, just this one here, and sorry, stick foundation, just this one here, and the Heidi mineral powder, this one. A couple of you asked me what kind of finish the Heidi mineral foundation powder foundation is. It's actually a matte finish, and so I really like this to top it off with just like a regular stick foundation. And then I'm just going to be using like concealers. This is my MAC Studio Finish and my Maybelline Dream Mousse concealer. So I'm going to be showing you how I use all of that. So first of all, I'm going to prep my face. Okay, so what I like to do first is I like to tone my face. I like to make sure that I've removed all of the excess dirt and oils from either sleeping or after I've removed my makeup. If I want to put on my foundation again, there's like always going to be like dirt and just oil on my face, so I like to tone my face. I use two types of toners. I use my Biore Triple Action Toner, which I've talked about in my channel before, and I use my Clinique Clarifying Lotion, and this is a step 2 of the 3-step skincare routine. So I take this one and just put a little bit on. They both work really well, so if you want you can get either one of those. Okay, and then I just basically rub it on my face to make sure that I get all of the excess dirt and oil off. Okay, so there's bound to be a little bit of dirt on your face. This is quite a lot because I actually just removed my foundation, which is why I had to use this step. Next, I'm going to put on a lotion, and I'm using my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion, and it's this one here, and this one is for very dry to dry combination skin. I've got dry areas and oily areas, so I like to use this one. You guys can use the gel formula if you are more oily. So I'll just take a little pump of this. Make sure not to over moisturize your face because you're going to be putting a lot of products over it, and you don't want your first step to be oily already. Okay. So after I put it on, I like to just pat it in my face so that I know that it's sinking in my face. Okay, and then I just wait for a couple of minutes, and then I'll go on with my next step. Okay, now my next step is to apply a primer, and I do this just so that my foundation goes onto my face more smoothly, and because I kind of want a barrier in between my actual skin and my foundation. I don't want the foundation or the chemicals to sink into my skin, so that's why I do that. Also, another reason is so that your foundation will last on longer. As I said in my last video, I like to use two types of primers. One is my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and the other one, which is less expensive, is the Model Co Face Base Skin Primer. Just looks like this, and it's like a gel consistency, so I just take out a little bit, like literally just a little bit, and then I rub it in between my fingers, and then I'm just going to pat it on the areas where I usually get oily. So that's going to be around my nose area, just on my cheek here, on my forehead, and that should be it. And if you really want to protect your face from foundation sinking into your skin, then you can do like a little bit on your cheek area and a little bit on the rest of your face, but just use the excess that you have. Don't take a little bit more of your primer and then put it on top, because otherwise it will just be like too much. So because this is a kind of like a gel consistency, it takes a lot longer to sink into my skin, so I'm going to also wait a couple of minutes and then I'll be back. Okay, now comes the actual applying foundation bit. Okay, so I like to use my stick foundation on kind of like an everyday basis just now. Like I've kind of gotten really into this stick foundation. I think it's so quick and easy, and you know, you really don't need to do much. So really loving this stick foundation. It's by Mercier, and I use the shade medium. It just looks like this. So what I like to do before I actually use my foundation, because I want to make sure that my hands are really clean, I take an antibacterial hand gel. This is just like one of those no water hand washing gels, and so I just squeeze like a little bit in my hand and then rub it together. Just make sure that my hand has no bacteria, because I don't want to spread bacteria onto my face. So right after I've done that step, I'm going to go on with applying my stick foundation. Use my fingers, just rubbing it in, and then I just swipe it across my face like wherever I want. Just a couple of swipes on each area, just so that you're getting enough of the product on your face. Okay, and that's it. So then I'm just going to use my fingers and just lightly rub it in the areas. And it's really important to actually get a foundation that matches your skin color, otherwise you'll have to spread it all over your face, and I usually don't like foundation going all over my face. I only want it in areas that actually need it. So a light layer over your face is good, but then you want to make sure that you're not putting on too much foundation. Okay, the next step is actually going back into my foundation, just getting a little bit again and just dabbing it onto my problem areas. So there's a blemish there, and I'm just dabbing it lightly on top. Build it up if you need to. It's basically like that. And I like to go around my nose again a little bit. Okay. My next step is to use a concealer, and I like to use both of these concealers like I said before, and so I'm going to be taking my MAC Studio Finish concealer. I'm in the shade NW20 if you're wondering. I use my ring finger and just dab it lightly. The reason why I use concealer really is not because I've got really bad dark circles, but mainly because I want to highlight this area, and it kind of makes you look more awake when you highlight this area. So your concealer should usually be a shade lighter than what you really are. And then next I take my Maybelline Dream Mousse concealer. I use this only because it is actually a shade lighter than my skin color, probably a little bit too light, like 2 shades or 3 shades lighter than my skin color, and it works really nicely as a highlighter. So I'm just taking a little bit of this and going under where I just concealed. See, automatically you can tell that this place is already a lot lighter than the rest of my skin. That's okay, because we're going to be going over the face with a mineral powder foundation, and that's just going to even everything out again. So I'm going to be taking my powder foundation, Heidi Yee Mineral Foundation, and it is in the shade Warm Beige. And if you guys are interested in purchasing these products, I'll be providing some links below, like where you can purchase the Heidi Yee foundation. But like the other things like Mercier and stuff, you can just get at your local counter. And then the brush that I'm going to be taking for my mineral foundation is a Heidi Yee blinged up kabuki brush. It looks like this. I love using this. It makes me feel so glamorous, just like a star. It's so pretty. And I'll also be linking where you can purchase that on the bottom bar as well. So I've just tipped some in the lid, just a little bit in the lid, just like that, and then I'm going to tap the excess off, and just lightly dab it. I don't like to buff it in, because I feel like if I buff it in too early, all the product is just going to fall off my face. Like everything that I just put on, it's just going to get buffed off. So I like to tap it on first, and then I'll buff it in later. Okay, now once I've done that, I like to take a smaller brush. This is my Sigma SS224. It's just a very fluffy eyeshadow brush, and what I do is I put it into the mineral powder, tap the excess off, and I kind of just do the same under my eyes and around my nose area, because these are the areas that your kabuki brush cannot reach, so you want to make sure that all parts of your face are powdered up as well. Okay, so that's about it. That's how I kind of do my foundation routine. It's really, really easy. Really don't do that much. You can tell that now all my kind of blemishes are gone. My face really isn't that flawed. I don't really have that many blemishes, and like I only got 1 or 2 there that are acne scars, old acne scars. So that's why I can't really give you guys too many tips on how to you know, get a flawless skin finish. But that's pretty much how I do my foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please check out my blog at www.chaigari.com, and I shall speak to you guys in my next video. Bye!